represent my group team to do our group assignment, that is management accounting 2. So basically, our assignment is about the long-term decision making and also the short-term. So right now I'm with Encik Haris. So Encik Haris, would you like to introduce yourself?
Haris, or better known as Harris, how my name is spelled. I guess I'm the manager for Ernie and Tina. Nice to meet you.
Okay, so first of all, when I first come in, I really amazed with this magnificent and beautiful pastel kind of shades and the vintage style. So I would like to ask you about maybe what is the background into the business?
Sure. Alright, so it all started a very long time ago, before we even had this brick and mortar building. Tina was very much a home baker to start with, and she's been in the business for a very long time. One of her friends, Ernie, jokingly said, you're doing really well, one day you should open a store. And I wish that you were my neighbors in Singapore and Tina here is in Malaysia. But I think that was the inception of the idea that one day they'd have a cafe together. 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe, they came together and had a very casual discussion of if we had a cafe, what would it be like? And they wrote it down and they had that discussion, and they had an idea of what it would look like and what they were going to serve. Fast forward a few more months, it became a little more serious, and then they engaged me as I returned from New Zealand back to Malaysia. Tina said, "Hey Harris, do you want to come and work for us?" I said, "Oh, what's the concept?" She told me all about it, and it sounded really good, and I was on board. And that's when they hired me to be part of the team. So the idea behind the cafe is to be the cafe for this community in Cheras, because there are not a lot of cafes in this area. So we wanted to be that cafe for the community, and the idea behind the cafe would be cakes, coffee, because everyone loves coffee, and comfort food. So what is comfort food? Is basically, what do you want to eat when you've had a really bad day? And that's what we're serving, you know. So that's the idea. So what would Ernie want to eat if she had a bad day? What would Tina want to eat if she had a bad day? So that's all the items on our menu. It's basically their comfort food. Alright, that's the whole idea of Ernie and Tina.
So basically, Ernie and Tina is some sort of like partnership or what?
Yes, so they are two different people. So they are the directors for this business. So Ernie is in Singapore, she's based on Singapore, and Tina is here in Cheras. So they came together and done this business.
So about this, the second question is about the switch of business and its product. Eventually you already stated, but what are the main dishes that usually people will order at home?
Alright, so when we started, we had a very small menu. We had the mac and cheese, as I think is our star item on our menu. When we first introduced it, it's boom. Like you would never imagine, everyone was ordering that on every table. So I think it's safe to say the mac and cheese is the king of the dishes on our menu. But before we introduced mac and cheese, we started with other pasta, pesto, spicy tuna. That did all right. I think because the palate for this community was not there yet, they did not understand what pesto was. But after a while, say about a year now, it's also popular, but still mac and cheese is by far the king. I would say the runner-up for it would be the miso ramen, which is also very good. If you have a knack for spicy food, you love the miso ramen.
Does this cafe serve any Malay cuisine?
Yes, at one time we had the masak lemak cili api with Telur Puyuh, if I'm not mistaken. That went on really well. However, we have now stopped selling that at the moment, but we will resume next month. So that's one Malay cuisine that we have. Other than that, no, that's the only one.
And how about the drinks?
We have our craft pleasers, the iced lemon tea, the iced lychee tea. That's always on order. We have coffees, cafe latte, cappuccino. That one we have those. Iced chocolate, hot chocolate. That goes on really well with kids, especially. But yeah, we're experimenting on the drink side, but it's going well.
Okay, so basically I did see that my mom did order self-service, right? So why did you encourage people to self-service?
Right. One of the reasons why we decided not to do table service is because of the service charge. We did not want to charge our customers any service charges, so we went half and half. We will serve you your drinks and your food, but we require you to go to the counter to make your orders.
Okay.
So that way we can mitigate a lot of the charges that is usually inclusive of the service charges. So we've done that and it's worked pretty well so far.
Okay. Because I did read some blog. They say like first of all you just need to order your meal or the counter, and then you can pay it later after you finish visit.
True. Yeah. So yeah, we did the pay as you order, but people end up ordering more. So we realized perhaps it's a better idea to just wait it out, and after you're done eating, then we'll do the payment at the end.
Okay. Okay, next, can you tell us about the short-term decision making that maybe involved in this particular business?
Right. I can tell you the decisions that we made short term when we first started, because I think that's more relevant. When we first started, we did not have a very robust inventory side of the business where we have shipments coming in every week. We did not have that set up just yet. So what we did was we would retail buy in supermarkets most of our ingredients, milk, rice, what have you, pasta. So that impact our end of the month profit greatly, because we could not make good enough of a margin, therefore profit suffered. So that took us, we basically spent a lot of our time and our resources to set up the delivery services, because we realized how detrimental short-term decisions that was to just go ahead and buy every morning, and how it affected our business. So we put a stop to it, we set up the delivery service, we set up everything, and now we're making.
So may I ask about your team? Does your cafe have like marketing team or like promotion team, I guess, or maybe
Right. So we are a very small business,
okay.
and we're very young. At this point, we do not have that part of our business model. So marketing side, business side, it's basically Ernie and Tina and myself. So we're the core of the business as of now. But I can see when we grow larger, we have to open another branch. We need a better structure, and that will probably happen.
Is how about the long-term decision making?
Right. So long term, I suppose we can look back as well when we first started. We wanted to own our own coffee machine. So that was a point where we could rent a coffee machine, or basically hardware, or we could outright buy them. And the decision was, if we're going to open a cafe, we should own the hardware because it's ours, right? So we made that decision to buy and purchase all of these things that you see around you, and that has been very positive, because when you own it, you have to learn how to maintain them. You have more connection with the hardware that you own because it's yours. So the care and maintenance of the product, of the things that you see around you is top-notch, I'd say. So we take care of our hardware, we take care of our chillers, our tables, because it's ours. And it's we're not renting it, it's ours. So we have to take care of it. So that decision also helped mitigate a lot of cost, because if it was rent, if you rented it out, you'd still have to pay monthly. And what happened in the previous month with the pandemic, imagine having to still pay rent on our machine and our other hardware would probably not make it up the line. So yeah, that was a smart decision.
So how about the rental this covered? I mean the order is covered.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to divulge the rent amount, but it is competitive. It is reasonable for the area, and amongst other lots, other tenants here, it's quite reasonable. UCSI is just right next door, and a lot of students they live here, so they often come for breakfast or for brunch, lunch, for tea, for dinner. So we get a lot of international students here patroning, so that's good.
So do you have any recommendation that how you might improve your current practices right now? Maybe you might change the type of cafe that you use.
Right, so there's always growth, opportunity to grow, but we have to stay true to our philosophy, which is coffee, cakes, and company. So whatever you see around you is Tina's and Ernie's vision for the cafe. Yeah? They want it to look like this, thus this much. Lots of plants, lots of green, juxtapose, framing of the space with industrial and comfort. That's all deliberate. So they want it to, and the directors will have to agree to put it on the menu because they believe that that is comfort. If we want to grow further, we might open another branch, hire more staff to open earlier and or later. So that's room for growth.
Okay, so I guess it's pretty impressive. And then the last is, I guess what are the lessons that I should learn what are the lessons that I should learn from you to conduct these particular activities? Like, what if like I want to, open a cafe because my mom did say to me that I think it's really a good idea to.
My advice, it's not a popular advice, but basically this. Number one, a business idea is different from a business plan. So if you have a business idea, that's good, but do you have a business plan? If you don't have a business plan, that's where you need to start. You need to start developing your business plan. But they are two separate things, and you have to understand that. If not, you will bound to fail. Alright? So understand what business plan is and develop it thoroughly. Number two, if you want to own a cafe, the number one advice I can give you is work in a cafe. You work in a cafe as a staff. You do all the dirty jobs, all the things that no one wants to do. You see how it runs from opening until closing. You work for a month or 2 months and you ask yourself, do I want to work like this all the time? Does this give me joy? Does it make me happy to serve someone? If the answer is yes, open the cafe. If the answer is no, 2 advice, free of charge.
Very charge, okay, thank you. Because right now, even we are a student agency, like our lecturer usually sue us, say that it's better for you guys to be entrepreneur, businessman, something like that, instead of working in that particular area.
I have a comment for that, but it's okay. We'll reserve it for after the video shows.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I guess any last week?
No, yeah. If you're ever in the area, come and visit Ernie and Tina.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Okay, that's all. So thank you, Shahari. Thank you so
No, my
much.
pleasure.
Especially give me a lot of tips and help in our assignments.